And you want to start the recording? Well, good afternoon for anyone here in the United States. If you are in beautiful South Africa or Namibia, it is the evening there. We're so thrilled that you've taken tonight to just share a little bit of time together to invest in ourselves and in our businesses. And this is our training Zoom every Monday at noon. This time, Erika and I host a training. And so you're always welcome. You're welcome to share it with your teams. It is focused on Africa, but we do have a lot of people in the United States. And today you're going to be really glad you jumped on because you're going to hear from some pretty incredible trainers. Let me just tell you that. And I'm just going to, without further ado, because we want to value your time, we want you to get as much information as you can on how to launch your business in this new season. This is a new you, a new day for a new you in NewAge. Please understand, that's our motto. That's why we do what we do. It's all about getting and helping people find their transformation, whether it be health, weight, or finances or community, whatever they're looking for. This is a legacy business. And so we're really honored to be a part of it. But today we're going to hear from two professional trainers, and they truly are professionals. They know a lot about building and launching businesses successfully because they both have done it on multiple levels in traditional businesses, as well as personal businesses, as well as nonprofit organizations, whatever it is. They have had a ton of experience in this. And so let me just introduce who's going to be sharing today. And I'm going to read it because it's so good and I want you to hear all of it. So Melton and Erika have been married for 23 years and have been blessed with two beautiful children. I'll attest to that, Daniela and Alexander. Melton has a bachelor's degree in biochemistry. Why not? I mean, if you're going to get, why not biochemistry? Oh my goodness. Melton has a bachelor's degree in biochemistry and an MBA in entrepreneurship and an MBA in general management. He is passionate about coaching and training business builders to achieve success and become city influencers and changers. He has a coaching program called Business Unlimited, and has lectured at various universities on 3 different continents. Wow, that's crazy. Currently, he serves as the executive pastor of global and local outreach, where he oversees and manages various city projects and transformation projects. See, transformation goes way back into everything they do. Then there's Miss Erika. She has been involved in leadership coaching and development for more than 20 years. And anyone that's ever listened to her knows how true that is. It just flows naturally from her. She has a degree in communications and marketing and is a licensed coach. She served as the director for the Institute for Development and is passionate about women thriving in business. She has had various successful businesses and has had a great success as a corporate and life coach. No doubt, Erika, you are a phenomenal life coach. Together, they are aspiring to impact the world through the alleviation of poverty, coaching, and training people to be more, do more, and achieve more. And with no further ado, Erika, would you like me to introduce you or Melton first? You? Mel. And so that's Mel's really fabulous introduction and how brilliant he is and all of his accolades. But what I want to say about Melton is that he is an amazing man. He's an incredible friend. He is a loving husband and he is an excellent father. He is a great brother. He links arms with all of us, and he is one of the most faithful, integritous-driven people I've ever known. And so that's what I want to say about Melton. So welcome, Melton. The floor is yours. Yay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can everybody hear me good enough?
Very good.
So just to everybody know, Tammy has been my adopted older sister. So I adopted her as my older sister. If that's even legal, I don't know. But apparently in the US, you can do anything. And then, yeah, so it's good to be on the Zoom today with everyone. I know back in South Africa, Easter weekend, Friday is a federal, or as we call it, public holiday in South Africa, plus the Monday. So the fact that there's actually people on the Zoom is a miracle, because normally you unpack your car, your caravan, and all those things. I actually saw my parents, they checked into Badplaas, for those of you who know where that is, in Noord-Transvaal, for a month. They literally said, oh, here's a little standplekkie from the 1st to the 31st of April. I was like, if you can check in for 30 days, you're officially retired. So yeah, they are there. If you post any pictures of the beach, if you went to the beach this weekend because of Easter, and you post any pictures of the beach on Facebook and tag me, I will unfriend you, I will block you, and I will tell Facebook that you're harassing me. I don't want to see pictures. I'm envious. I have missed the beach so much. It's time for me to put my feet in the ocean. So, but I believe we're going to have a good training today, and that you'll get something out of it. So let me share my screen. Erika and I, we're going to do this tag team together. So she will do some of the slides, and I will do some of the slides. Can everybody see that well? Okay, perfect. I want to just make sure that this is almost a part B of a training we did about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We spoke about how do you lead to launch. And we used the analogy of a physical launch. And just three big concepts out of that training. The recording is available, I believe, on the Facebook page. If you want to go and have a look at that, we went into a little bit more detail. But number one that you need to know, preparation before a launch takes the majority of the time, majority of the resources. If you look at NASA, 18,000 employees, billions of dollars. So lots of preparation before you actually launch. Then a very important thing for you to notice as you even launch your RX NewAge business, the actual launch of a spaceship is 8 minutes, 30 seconds. That's it. So in terms of our context, it might be a 1 hour Zoom launch somewhere. Or hey, let's extend it to 3 hours. That's the launch, ladies and gents. Then we're done. Then what needs to happen is you need to focus on the mission of why we launched, of why you're launching the business. So I think that's very important for you to know that lots of preparation, launch, don't just live for the launch, live for the mission. And that's your own mission. Why are you doing this business? So that's a very important question that you need to have answered for yourself. So we ended with this slide, and it had 3 questions. How do you prepare? So what's the resources and time that you're going to put in? What's your plan in order to be ready for the launch? Or how do you prepare? What do you need to stop doing? That was also a very important question. Most of us in South Africa are now enrolling people on the BOSS, which will not be probably the way you're going to do it after this. So when your team is 2 or 3 or 5 people, how do you lead a team that's 100 people or 1,000 people? So there's some things that you're going to need to stop do and some things that you need to continue do. So make sure you know what that is and how would that look like for you after the launch to help you focus on the mission. And then, of course, how do you clarify and keep your eye on the why? That's your personal why. I believe the foundation of pretty much everything we do is purpose. Purpose keeps us going, keeps us motivated. If we know why we want to do something, we can jump over obstacles, we can remove walls, whatever needs to be done, but we need to be very clear on our purpose. So today's training is actually an extension of the first question. How do we prepare? And how do we prepare for that which is coming in the next 2 months, especially then for South Africa? But maybe you're in the US and you just started the business. And so how do you prepare for going forward in your US business? So let's look at some of those things. So let's go to the next slide. So I actually want to talk to you about three words. So we try to make it easy. I want you to remember these words. It's prepare, position, possess. How many of you get up in the morning and then you say, man, I wish this can be a terrible day? Anybody? Or how many of you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you just say, I wish I can be a failure. I wish that my life will not work out. This is my heart's desire. I just wish I cannot make it. Or how many of you wish for a bad marriage and terrible finances? We don't. We wish for good stuff. We have dreams and we have desires and we want to accomplish certain things. And that is the possess part. We want to possess that which we feel is in our hearts. We want to accomplish and live full lives. But we know the iceberg analogy, that whatever you see success in somebody's life is preceded by lots of work. And I want to offer today that it's probably preceded by at least 2 steps. It's called preparation and position before you can possess that dream or that desire that you have. So let's quickly look at some of those words. And what's going to happen, I'm going to share a little bit about what it means, the concepts. And then Erika's going to go and she's going to make it very applicable within your own context and within the NewAge RX context, so that it's not just theory, but it's something practical that you can do. Feel free to pop a question in the chat box at any time, and we'll see how many of those we can do at the end. Preparation is very, very important. We need to start anything or everything that we do, we need to prepare well. I know a man called Lieutenant Colonel Jerry Melchizedek, aka Tammy's husband, and he always told us and said, success comes when preparation meets opportunity. And most of what we do and want to accomplish, if you don't prepare for it, you're actually going to miss the opportunity. Now, how many of us, when you look back, you say, I wish I bought these stocks, or I wish I could have done this. Looking back, it was such a success. But if you were not financially prepared for risk, you were not, even if you knew how certain stocks is going to grow, you were not able to actually buy that. So preparation is very important. And preparation actually functions or happens on 3 levels. Now, to be very honest, and this is a confession, I stole this model from a person I know very, very well, my own wife, Erika. Love, forgive me. Now that you've seen it, she actually used this model in her own coaching practice when she coaches women and people just through business. This is the 3 levels that she uses. But just think of this. If you want a great marriage, so you want a great marriage, you need to develop yourself on all 3 of these levels. Number 1, the hand. That's the practical things. If you want a great marriage, you're going to need to buy flowers, man. Or you're going to need to buy chocolates. There is physical things that you're going to need to do. The second thing, your heart. You need to have a certain attitude and love for your wife or your spouse. And if you don't have the knowledge, that's the headpiece, go and buy a book. Go and read something. Go to a seminar. Go to a workshop. Finances. If you want better finances, number 1, you need to, in the headspace, are you reading books? Are you getting information? Are you getting knowledge on how to change your finances? Then you're going to need to change your heart about finances, meaning your emotions. Are you an emotional buyer? Maybe that's some of the things that need to change. What's your philosophy as it pertains to finances? So there's hard things that need to change. And then your hand. You're going to need to have a budget. You're going to need to spend less. So there's practical things that needs to happen. Think of sports. You need to practice. You need to get knowledge on what skills. Take javelin. How do you throw a javelin? How do you hold the javelin? How do you just play certain sports? And then, of course, what's your attitude in those sports? So really, if you think of anything that you need to prepare, so the bigger context here is that we want to possess success. We want to have a successful RX NewAge business. So what do we need to do in order to get to that place? Prepare, position, possess. And what do you need to prepare? Your head, your heart, and your hand. That triangle, I believe, is a very strong triangle. That will probably give you the best chances of success. It's a great philosophy to have for anything you do in your life. And so what I want to do, I'm going to go to the next slide. And Erika is actually going to break this down for you in how do you practically apply this within your NewAge RX business. Thanks, Lovey.
Thanks, Love. You guys, we have tried to put practical steps in place for you in terms of preparation for your heart, your head, and your hand. And as Melton explained, that triangle really you need all three parts in this preparation process in order to position yourself successfully. So let's have a look at the heart section. And when I say heart, that means how I am doing on the inside. What do I need to prepare emotionally? What do I need to internalize in terms of preparation? And I wanted to break it down practically for you. I also want you to know that this presentation will be posted on Facebook. So if you want to go back, you're welcome to take photos of these slides. But if you actually want this step-by-step guide, we will post it and share it. Guys, in terms of your heart, I want you to go onto the New Age Africa Movement Facebook group. I want you to look at Robert Allen's training, part 1. Oops, Mala, thank you. Part 1 and part 2. Robert Allen is the Chief Mindset Officer for RX New Age. That man has a wealth of information, and those trainings specifically are geared towards helping you find clarity on what it is that you want. What do you want out of your life? What do you want out of your business? What do you want? And I highly encourage you, watch part 1 and part 2 of Robert Allen's training. Not only watch it, but internalize it in your own heart. Take the time. I want to encourage you, do not skip this part. Internalizing and reflecting on a few things are key to setting yourself up for success. Robert Allen training, part 1 and part 2. Then define your why. We have done so many trainings on defining your why, but if you have not written down your why, I want to encourage you to do so now. Why did you start this business? Maybe tell us in the chat box, what is your why? Why did you start this business? I'm sure it's not because you just needed something to stay busy with, right? But how many of you still need to define your why? Guys, that is a matter of the heart. That is unique to you. That is something you bring to the table, and I want you to take the time to craft it. Your 2-minute story flows out of your why. What is your 2-minute story? Have you taken the time to write it out, practice sharing it, and have you gotten somebody else's feedback? Have you sent your 2-minute story to your upline? Send it to Nick. Send it to Nick Papa. Send it to me. Send it to Tammy. Share your 2-minute story. We'll give you some practical advice on how to tweak it so that it's digestible and easy to understand. But the time to define those things for yourself truly is now. And then mentorship relationships. I cannot stress this enough. Have you dissected your own heart in terms of what you want and who will be able to link arms with you to get you there? That is a mentorship relationship. You need to identify mentors for yourself. Now, I'm blessed, I'm thankful. I have some of the best mentors in the industry I have direct access to. And I want to tell you what is incredible in this company. We had Mark Wilson on a Zoom the other day. Now think about that, the president on a Zoom. We have access to people. They are accessible to us. Now, not accessible in the bad sense of the word, but we can sit at people's feet in this industry. They are willing to teach us, willing to train us. I want to ask you, who is your mentor? If you think you're going to do this business alone, you're absolutely wrong. You need a mentor. Define a mentor relationship for yourself. What do you want to accomplish, people? That is something I cannot figure out for you. That is something I cannot figure out for my downline or my upline. I can only figure that out for me. What do I want to accomplish? Yes, Leanne, you have 3 amazing mentors. You're blessed with that. Then the head section, preparing your head. I want you to watch a few videos. How many of you have years and years of experience in the MLM industry? Can you show me with your hands? Okay, very few of us do. So it's important for you to prepare in your head, prepare mentally. And what I mean with that is gain knowledge. And there is a vast amount of sources of knowledge available to us at the moment. I want you to Google a gentleman by the name of Tim Sales. You can Google Tim Sales. He has an amazing training on MLM. That training will equip you to answer questions like, what is a pyramid scheme? That is crucial knowledge for you to have at this stage of your business, even just for yourself. Do you know what you are busy with? Maybe it's time that you equip yourself and arm yourself with information to share. Guys, have a look at the RX overview. Go into your boss. They have a vast majority of videos on the RX story. How did this company start? I want you to go and have a look at that. Go and have a look at the leaders of this organization. What is their philosophy? Let me tell you one of the reasons I'm excited about the products that are coming to Africa. Do I know the products coming to Africa? I do not. But I'll tell you why I'm excited, because I know Deanna Latson is behind it. And I have studied Deanna Latson. I've studied Ginger Decker. I know who they are. So equip yourself with an RX overview and the product overview. And even though Africa's products might look different than the rest of the world, I want to tell you, if you have an RX product overview, remember those products are available all over the world. So if you want to build an international business, my gosh, you guys, you have to know what products are available. I've been astounded to find out people's limited knowledge about the product line. You need to go online and research it, study it, get some information about it. You don't have to be a product expert, but I do want you to have a product overview, okay? I also want to tell you about a gentleman that is on this call. I'm going to make Jimmy Powell famous for this video. I've made it my life mission. Jimmy Powell has done a video on a rugby stadium and the power of multiplication. That is a video that I want you to watch. I want you to download it, and I want you to save it in your arsenal of videos. It explains exactly the business concept, the business system that we are busy with. You need to have this knowledge, you guys. And I want to encourage you. You want to design a video that will explain it for yourself as well. The next thing in your head that I want you to stretch your knowledge about is social selling skills. You know, this company has a vision to become the #1 social selling vehicle worldwide. So that means that you need to brush up on social selling. What does it mean? What is social selling? What does it look like? What is Quick Clicks all about? Get some information into your head, guys. That will help you prepare your business for what lies ahead. Then when I speak about hand, that means practical actions, practical applications that I need to prepare in terms of setting myself up and positioning myself within the New Age business. Now, we know currently we are enrolling with bosses, right? So let's say I want to take you as a new rep. You just enrolled with a boss, or you are enrolling somebody on a boss. Practically, please follow these steps like you would the 10 commandments. Please follow them. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've enrolled in the boss. Join the Facebook groups. You want to make sure you are on New Age Nation. You want to make sure you are on New Age Africa Movement, or if you are on Nick's team, you want to make sure you're on Nick's Facebook group. You want to make sure you are plugged into health transformation and lifestyle transformation. Get onto those Facebook groups. Make sure you have access to the information shared within those groups. It is crucial for you. Make sure you are on the WhatsApp groups. Now, if Nick has a WhatsApp group for his team, and our team has different WhatsApp groups for different regions and different leaders. Make sure you are on the WhatsApp groups. Are you connected? It's incredibly important for you to stay connected, stay plugged in. Awesome news. The NewAge app is available to be downloaded here in the US today. Unfortunately, it is not available in Africa yet, but watch that space, it is coming. But that's the kind of stuff you need to mentor somebody that enrolled on a boss. Are they on the app? Are they aware of the NewAge app that is coming? That is practical things that needs to be in place, you guys. That's correct, Tammy. June the 1st for Africa. And I believe it's my understanding that the new website will be launched as well on the 1st of June. So please make sure that that is something that your boss people know about. Compile transformation stories. Secret to this business, it is built on transformations. It's built on house transformations, financial transformations, lifestyle transformations. Start compiling people that you identify with in terms of their transformation. And I also want to put it this way, compile transformations that you do not identify with, because you will be speaking to a vast majority of people in the near future, and you need stories. Do not be afraid to borrow somebody else's story. I started my business that way. I use stories of everybody else until I had my weight loss story, and then I used my own story. So start compiling transformation stories, save it on your laptop, save it on your cell phone, save it on your desktop, wherever. Make a file for yourself about transformation stories. Practically, please do not neglect attending Zooms. Have your people attend the Zooms. We have various prospecting Zooms. In fact, I was in a meeting this weekend. Nick and I brainstormed together. We'll be doing additional prospecting Zooms for Africa within the next few weeks. I want you plugged in. I want your boss people plugged into the Zooms. There is a training Zoom every Monday, prospecting Zoom every Thursday, most probably every Tuesday, a prospecting Zoom as well. There will be virtual events that will be happening. You want your boss people plugged into those events. Remember, you're building a community as well. How do you build a community? You create space. That's how. Create space and you invite people. So make sure that you guys attend the Zooms. And then lastly, and it's astonishing to me, how few people actually write this down. How many of you spent a few months planning your wedding? Raise your hand. Planning your wedding, it took a few months, right? How many of you planned life after the wedding? Very few of us. So I want to encourage you, take the time to write down your goals. How many boss enrollments do you want when we launch? By the time we launch, what is your goal? Don't tell me as many as possible. You're wasting my time and yours, in all honesty. I want a number. I want a number. Give me a number. And I'll tell you why that's important, because that will set you up for the positioning phase. Write down your goals. What do you want to see achieved? What do you want your organization to look like? What kind of leader do you want to be in 8 weeks from today? Write that down. Get it on a piece of paper. And guys, this really, what is the English word, Mala? Encapsulates, if there's a word like that.
Encapsulates.
Encapsulates the preparation phase in terms of your heart, your head, and your hand. And you can use this as a skeleton and add your own flavor to it, add your own things into it. But truly, this will give you an amazing jump start in terms of setting you up to position to possess. And Mal, I'm going to hand over back to you so that you can talk a bit about the positioning side of things.
I think just super important, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to take this list, sure, use it as a checkbox to make sure you have covered all of these areas. But if you only stop there, you're going to lose the exponential effect and the momentum that this creates. What you actually want to do is make sure that every person that signs up on the boss has done this, plus has the ability to tell his people to do it. Now, if you can get that right, exponential multiplication, this business will run away from you. You will wake up like currently we do. We wake up and see lots of people enrolled every single evening. Wake up and say, oh, it's been happening. It's been happening. So please don't make it just a personal checklist. Make it a checklist for people that sign up in your business, and do it in such a way that they have the ability to train their people to do this and tell their people to do the same. Then you're really getting the compound effect of just these little check boxes of what will really help to grow your business. So preparation then takes us to a place of positioning. You want to be positioned in the right place to be able to possess the success or the dream that you have. And if you think of it, just think of a chess set. So certain pieces need to be positioned in certain places, because if they position correctly, they will protect your king, or they have the ability to attack. So think of a chess piece, but you don't just start to play chess by taking out the chess set and start to play. There's a lot of preparation that goes before you play chess. You need to know what pieces go where, how do they move, what's their abilities, what's not all of their abilities. So that preparation piece is this. Now you're trying to put the chess piece in the right places so that you can protect your king. And so we have compiled a few things for you that we believe is very important in preparation. Don't worry about those words now, but just 3 things. Number 1, preparation is probably, well, not probably, I'm convinced of the fact, let me put it stronger. Preparation is a result, positioning is a result of proper preparation. So positioning is a result of proper preparation. Many of you are familiar with Gary Player. He's a golfer and a South African golfer. Now, I am not a golfer. I do own a set of clubs in my garage, but apparently that doesn't make you a golfer. But I have it. But Gary Player, South African golfer, at some point in his life, he was doing very well. And people will make the comments to say, oh, he's just lucky. Oh, Gary is so lucky. And then when he was interviewed, he said, you know what, it's interesting. The better I prepare, the luckier I get. And I always remember that. I thought that was pretty good. The better I prepare, the luckier I get. You know, being at the right place at the right time is not lucky. It's not chance. It's a result of preparing well. So if you want to position, don't focus so much on the positioning piece. Focus a lot on the preparation piece. Because as you prepare better, as you prepare more, as you get the people that sign up with you to prepare better, as they get better prepared, you're actually positioning yourself in a better setup. So that can be your focus. Second thing I want to say about positioning, I believe positioning overall in life many times comes just from saying yes. I remember, you know, we ended up in the US, it's now 3 years and a month ago. The 1st of March was exactly 3 years that we arrived in the US. And from there, look at what happened just in Africa, South Africa. We were really well positioned for what happened. Did we know that Limu was going to be merging with RX? Did we know RX is going to be positioned with NewAge? No. We didn't know any of those things, but we said yes to come to the US, and that was just one of our personal journeys. But that yes actually positioned us very well. And I want to encourage you, I think your default should be yes. I teach my kids this. If you have an option of staying at home or just going out with a friend, go out with a friend. If the one option is no and the one option is yes, always choose yes. Now, it doesn't come to using drugs, okay, or stuff like that. Just so there's limits to it. But in terms of opportunity or what's next, I would encourage you to say yes. You said yes for this business, and you might still figure it out. You didn't know why, but the fact that you said yes I'm telling you, you're much better positioned today than you were yesterday by just saying yes, by just signing up. So make sure you're a person of yes, because just a yes can position you better. The last thing I want to say, what I truly believe can position you well, is that you need to know not just this business. Life is about people. Anything that's not alive is dead. Buildings, systems, offices, that doesn't produce life. People produces life. People produces opportunities. The fact that you know people, they help you to position you. You're not alone in life. So if you only see people as PV pots, and that's my little own phrase, oh, it's a pot where I could just get PV from, you're going to miss it. You need to be, and I wrote 3 things down: genuinely, authentically, and intentionally care for people. If you genuinely, authentically, and intentionally care for people, doesn't matter what they bring to the table, I promise you, you're positioning yourself in a better way. I mean, I never knew some of the things that happened in our life, but we make it an intent in our lives to care for people. That's just our default. We go out to be kind to people and care for people, and we've been placed in places where honestly, I didn't plan it. I didn't plan this life to be at this place and in this point, but just caring for the next person because you want to care for them, not what you can get out of them. It's going to be part of your positioning process. So that's the 3 things. Number 1, preparation brings you to a place of positioning. Number 2, say yes more than no. And number 3, genuinely, authentically, and intentionally just care for people. And you will see how those 3 things, without you trying even to figure it out, will place you and put you in a place of positioning. As we bring it closer to the NewAge RX, 3 things that we believe need to be in place and positioned is, number 1, the company, and then we'll look at what that looks like. Erika will go into that. So the company needs to be properly positioned. Your business need to be properly positioned. And then you as an individual need to be properly positioned. So again, there's a triangle. If those 3 things are positioned well, I think you are truly positioned for good success. So Love, tell us what that would look like in terms of NewAge RX.
Okay. So yes, in terms of the company is doing work behind the scenes, right? That's a given. So Craig DeBrain and Jared and their team are working diligently nonstop to do certain things. That is not our job. That is something that the company is doing. So we can trust them to know what they are doing and we follow their guidance. But they are busy with products made by Africa for Africa. They are busy with distribution and logistics. God bless them in all of that. I'm so glad it's not me. They are sorting all of that out. They are working on promotions. Okay, they will help us and incentivize people converting from bosses to brand partners. So there's an element of promotion that they are working with. They're working on quick clicks and new apps, new websites, back offices, tools, videos, marketing material to help you. That is what the company is positioning themselves with. They have a vision and they are going to do it with or without you and me. That's just the reality of it all. But we know that they are busy and we can trust them to give us the best that they can give us. And I think one thing about the company, Mel, that I just want to say, and you're welcome to chime in here, Mel, if there's something that you want to say. But I started out with RX. I've known this company for almost a year, which is a very short time. But I can tell you that in my experience, they have only surprised me with their generosity, their work ethic, their commitment to the reps in the field. I can name names of all the guys that I've worked with that have just blown my mind in terms of the extra mile, going the extra mile with me and my team. So if that is a benchmark for what is ahead of us, I can sit back and trust them and know that they will give me the best because that's who they are. And so they've proven themselves to me, and therefore I can trust them. So the company is positioning themselves, right? And we don't have to worry about all of that. We know that's going to be good. But then you need to position your business. What does that look like? So positioning your business, guys, I want to give you a few practical tips that you need to be starting to work on. You need to compile a prospecting list, okay? You need to compile a list of people that you think will be interested, and a list of people that you think might not be interested in. And what you want to do is you start contacting that prospecting list. And this is what you say. Hey, you guys, I want to tell you what I'm busy with. I've stumbled upon this opportunity that come my way about a company launching in Africa, and I want to tell you about it. That's it. Do you have 5 minutes for me? And you can start out with the people that you are most comfortable with. But I also want to encourage you to venture out into the unknown, venture into prospects that you are uncomfortable with. And how you do that is not alone. You contact your upline, you go on a 2-way or a 3-way call, you pull in your team members that have more experience than you have, and you start contacting your prospecting list. And then you invite them to Zooms and telephone conversations, and you just share your why, your 2-minute story, and what is happening in your life concerning this opportunity. Do you see how we build with your why and your 2-minute story, why that is important? Once again, like Mala said, the preparation phase should not be neglected. We're using it in our position phase, right? I want everybody on the Zoom. And if you hear me, give me a thumbs up so that I know you hear me clearly. Can you give me a thumbs up, people? Thank you. Thank you very much. I want 2 prospecting Zooms from each person on this call between today and the launch day. What is a prospecting Zoom? A prospecting Zoom, thank you, Cheryl. I see that thumbs up. A prospecting Zoom is simply you inviting a few prospects to a Zoom. That's it. You have 2 people sharing a transformation story on that Zoom, and you do a business presentation. And please do not do a 45-minute business presentation. You do a 15-minute business presentation. Something short and sweet, and it'll also help you sharpen your skills. So please go ahead, do your prospecting list, do your Zoom launches, and invite people from all over the globe. One of the beauties of this business, I love multicultural settings. I personally thrive in them. So I want to encourage you, invite people from the US, invite people from Africa, invite me, I'll jump on there for you. Make sure that you create an interesting vibe with your Zoom launch. And that is a separate training in itself. And we've done training on Zoom launches before, but it's something that I feel gets neglected when people enroll with bosses. They think they don't have to do a prospecting Zoom. I want to tell you, if you have somebody enrolled in a boss, he needs to do a prospecting Zoom. Okay. Attend your Monday and your Thursday Zooms, whatever your team training looks like. Make sure you're on it. Get plugged into what is happening in other areas of the world as well. Pick your people that you listen to. I have a few people that I attend their trainings, I attend their Zooms because I like their philosophy. And so I'm plugged in and I attend these trainings. Corporate trainings. Jared and the team has done a social media training, right? So please make sure that you attend corporate trainings. They are stepping up the whole Africa Training Academy. Make sure that you are plugged into those. Social media. I want you to get a Facebook page or group, and I want you to get an Instagram page up and running. I want you to at least do that. And we have extensive training on social media, but start there. Get a Facebook page, get an Instagram page, and then start inviting people on there. That is your positioning for now. Make sure that you post content on there, do a few lives. I know that scares some of you out of your socks when I say Facebook Live, but it's important for you to grow. Marketing kit, very important for your business. You've compiled your transformation stories. You've written down your own why and your own 2-minute stories. Do you have the NewAge presentation that they did on PowerPoint? If not, get it. It's an official document that was used during the official pre-launch that has NewAge branding on it. Make sure you get that presentation in your marketing kit. What videos are you going to include in your marketing kit? Start looking at that and put a kit together for yourself that looks like you, that feels like you. Get a picture of the continent of Africa in there, right? Show quarter 2, 3, 4. Get all of that together for yourself. You'll be using that nonstop. So make sure that you start compiling relevant information. And then another challenge for you. When you start your Facebook group, I want to encourage you with this. Do a Facebook Live. Do it afraid, people. Do whatever you need to do to get out of your comfort zone. Start doing a Facebook Live. You are a leader, you are a business owner, and that will require a certain level of growth. Get out of your comfort zone and step on a social media, do a Facebook Live. Even if you do it about the birds in the air, it does not matter. I just want you to start experiencing and listening to your own voice on Facebook. Networking, important. Start working together as a team. Leverage other people's strengths. If you know, like for example, I'll give you an example in my own life. I have somebody on my team, Fruan Landman. He's a brilliant financial planner. He thinks different. He will be the perfect person for me to network with when it comes to the new compensation plan. When it comes to business systems and structures, I'll most probably network with Melton, right? If it comes to marketing and branding, I will network with Yolandi Coopers. I have different people that you can have that has different skill sets that you can network with. If it comes to opening up new markets, I network with Brent Palmer. He's done it before. So I have a network of people that I work together with. And I want to encourage you to start putting together a network for yourself. Develop resilience and adjust your business plan. As you journey in this positioning phase, you will find certain things work for you, certain things do not work for you. Right? If you see that you need to grow in your prospecting skills, you need to develop that. Then you need to adjust your plan, make sure you get prospecting skills under your belt. You need to develop resilience and build and restructure as you progress. Design a personal development plan for yourself. Design a few strategic areas and not 10. Pick 3. Areas that you need to grow in. Confidence might be one. Erika, I start to stutter when I speak to a prospect. Well, slot that into your personal development plan. And how do you then deal with it? You find somebody that you think is excellent at prospecting and you learn from them. Call them, network with them, but put it in a personal development plan. And then lastly, and I want to just, Mala, you know what this has meant for us. I cannot stress this enough. Build your own transformation. If you are in the health and wellness industry, but you look like something hit you from behind and you look and feel and sound like death, I want to encourage you to change. Get your own transformation. I had to lose weight. That was my story. And I lost 30 pounds in 60 days. That catapulted my business. And that's something Ian Chandler taught me. He said, you have to have a transformation. And I knew I had to lose weight. So see the area that you need to grow in as setting yourself up for success. It's an opportunity for you to transform yourself and set yourself up for success. I cannot stress this enough. Tammy, you hear what I'm saying, Tam? You and I have experienced this. We experience this every single day. People do not want to be sold to. People want to be inspired by. There is a huge difference. You inspire people with your own transformation. The sale will come by itself. So I hope that gives you a few practical tips in terms of positioning your business and yourself while the company is busy positioning themselves. Don't neglect this window. When the switch flips, we are going to be running like wild horses and we are going to be focused, but I want you to be prepared and positioned so that you can run the race well. Mala?
Okay, perfect. One slide and then we're done. Almost like positioning is a result of preparation. Possessing your dreams is a result of good preparation and intentional positioning. Think of a tree. That's kind of the image I want to leave with you. When you want oranges, you don't work for the oranges. You plant the seed, you create the environment in which oranges or an orange tree can grow in, and then fruit will come by itself. So if you prepare well, if you position well, I can promise you your tree will bear fruit. It's inevitable. So be very sure that you do those two things and you'll see the possess piece just come to you. The second thing I want to just kind of have you thinking on is that if you plant one orange tree and you take one orange, you still don't have an orchard. You're going to have one orange tree, that's it. But it's the potential and thinking of multiplication the whole time that actually will grow an orchard that becomes a farm that is sustainable. You don't have a sustainable farm with one tree. You need an orchard. And each fruit has the potential of becoming an orchard. So if you think multiplication the whole time is, if this person, for instance, how can I help this person to grow? That will also help you to grow. So don't just be kind of okay with, okay, you know, I had one or two great enrollments. It's how can I get those guys to reach their dreams? And in helping them reaching their dreams, you're actually growing your orchard. So always think multiplication. And again, you don't do it just for the multiplication. You love people sincerely and kindly, and you care for them. But when you do that, keep in mind, okay, right, where can this go? So build an orchard, don't just build a tree. And then for most of us, I don't know, I've done a couple of strategic plans, and then you go back to the company the next year and they kind of take the plan out that they did last year, dust it off, and they didn't do anything about it. That doesn't help you. This few slides, getting the knowledge, but you don't go into the doing phase, is you've just wasted an hour of your life. So please don't waste an hour of your life. Move from knowing to doing. I will rather have a B plan with A implementation than an A plan with B implementation. Don't wait until you feel, oh, okay, I'm ready. And that is maybe a word for all those perfectionists. A lot of perfectionists want everything covered first before you move. I want to encourage and challenge you and say, if you have enough to go forward or takes the next step, maybe, you know, contacting one of your people, say, hey guys, here's a checklist. Can we work through it together? Whatever that might look like. Don't wait until you think you've got it all covered. Don't do it. Move from knowing to doing, step by step, little bit by little bit. If you think of a car, you can drive 100 miles in total darkness by just seeing the first 100 yards in front of you. In South Africa, you can drive 100 kilometers by just seeing the first 100 meters in front of you. So just do that. Whatever you can see, act on those things. And that will actually get you to the next phase, get you to the next phase. So if there's anything I'm challenging you to just keep in mind is move from knowing to doing. And yeah, that's it. That was our last slide. Our desire is for you to be successful. Our desire is for you to possess that which you have, that which you dream about financially, for your family, for yourself. But spend time on preparation. Spend time on positioning yourself. the more time you spend there, the more intentional you are in those first 2 phases, the better your chances of really possessing that which in store for you, which you dream about. So I'm going to give back, I don't know, Erika, Tammy, who's taking, thanks, Tam. So I'm giving back to Tam.
Thank you so much, you guys. I mean, can we give a few hand claps and shout outs? And do we love that? That was a phenomenal training, phenomenal. And I'm so glad that we've got it recorded because this is something, please get it into the hands of your people. This is a recording, not just for South Africa. This is a recording for all of NewAge, quite frankly. And I want to just close it with this one thing. You can have all this wonderful training, all of it. And if you don't apply action, it doesn't matter. You must apply action. You must pick up the phone. You must reach out to people. You must put the activity in to get the results out. It's like the orchard picture of that tree. You know, you've got to water it. You've got to fertilize it. You've got to put action to it. So at some point, there's so much fruit on that tree, it just starts dropping off. But that doesn't happen unless you put action to this. So thank you so much for joining our Zoom. When you get off this Zoom, I challenge you. My challenge, my assignment for you is that you sit down and answer some of these questions. Write them out. What is your why? What are the next 3 things that you are going to accomplish within the next 24 hours? Don't make the goals way out there. Make them right here today. What is the next right thing I need to do to build my business? And if people have come in with the boss, you do them the biggest disservice if they are not trained properly, because we want, when that light switch goes on, and I'll tell you what, when it goes on, it's going to go on. It's going to go on without any of us. It's just going to take, the whole thing's going to take off. So we want to position ourselves. You want those people in place and you want them trained. That is your job right now, is to work with your people, as Melton said, help them understand to the point that they can then teach their people. That's where multiplication happens. So you have your assignment, you have your challenge. Thank you, Erika and Melton. Phenomenal training today, just absolutely incredible. Our prospecting Zoom is going to be coming up this Thursday. That's on your list. Who are you inviting to that prospecting Zoom on Thursday? Do not come on this Zoom alone. Have it be your goal, at least 3 to 5 people you want on that. That means you have to invite 10 times as many. So just know action, action, action is what produces results, not just in our business, but in every business. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Everyone have a beautiful evening and we will see you Thursday. Bye, everybody.